Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all identities and sexualities, and welcome back to another Doctor Who review. Have you ever wondered if the Doctor could save the world simply by using his voice? Well, I can answer that question for you as we go into the story of the Scream of the Shalka. The Doctor turns up in a mysteriously quiet town, only to discover all the people seem to be afraid. But he doesn't know what of or why. All he knows is they seem to keep looking at the ground. Upon leaving the pub and going up to a homeless woman, who eventually dies, he asks her what the problem is. He then goes back to the pub and goes to a young lady, Alison's flat, in hopes that she'll give him answers to exactly what's going on around there. As he could see in her eyes, she wasn't the as shadowed person as everyone else. Alison soon explains the fact that she keeps seeing shadows in the town, and whatever it is seems to paralyze her to the touch. She doesn't quite know what it is, but she knows it lives underground, and it's kind of like a landlord and keeps knocking upstairs for them to keep the noise down. The Doctor then points out that this is quite a coincidence, so he makes as much noise as possible, and out emerge the Shalka. The Shalka are a supersonic species that use their voices in a telepathical way, but they also use their voices as weapons against other species. After retreating from defeating two Shalka, the Doctor tries to put them out of business once and for all by essentially chucking a flammable substance at the pub which explodes and envelops the whole building, including Alison's apartment. Throughout the story, Alison and her boyfriend are having a bit of a rough patch in their relationship, and by the end of the story, they decide to split. At first, in the beginning of this story, the Doctor has no clue of the Shulker's intentions. Merely, he just believes them to be another species who are going to moan about the fact that their homeworld has been destroyed, so they're taking it over another planet. But it turns out, as the Shulkers diverge with him, this is not the case. Instead, they are an empire species, a bunch of leech lizards who have come to leech off of the benefits of other planets and destroy them in the name of their empire. The Queen of the Shulker chucks the Doctor into a vortex of some sort, sending him into the heart of a black hole. The Doctor, being stranded in this black hole, begins to reminisce about the fact that he believes his life is coming to an end. He doesn't quite know whether he trusts himself yet, and maybe if this is the end, he's prepared for the moment. Eventually, he remembers that his cell phone can work to the TARDIS, and so he uses it to manipulate the TARDIS into picking up inside the vortex. Meanwhile, inside the TARDIS, a robotic version of the Master has been showing the Shulker creatures around, trying to convince them of an alliance in hopes that they will join him. When the Doctor turns back up, this foils the Master's plans and really annoys him, as he really liked the idea of not having the Doctor around much longer. There are also numerous jokes from Derek Jacobi in this story about the fact that he wishes that his Master never quite kept on existing in robot form. After discovering that Alison survived the incursion with the Shulker, he also discovers the fact that she has something inside of her head what the Shulker left behind. This is a communication device, but it has been using itself to wrench the voices of the people of planet Earth. It turns out that the Shulker's intentions aren't only to conquer the planet, but to use them in order to help them breathe on the planet's surface. The Shulker can only breathe on volcanic gases, So the only way to be able to breathe on the planet Earth is they must destroy the ozone layer and allow the planet to roast. The Doctor, and with the help of Allison, managed to break the power of the Shalka. The Doctor, singing his lungs out, destroys most of the Shalka, but is left with the Shalka Queen. He then tricks the Shalka Queen into falling into the vortex, and then with the help of Allison, sends them drifting off to who knows where. The Doctor secretly wants Allison to stay, but decides to drop her off with her boyfriend. But after a long discussion with her boyfriend, she decides she wants to leave her normal life behind and go travelling, see the universe and time and space itself, see what it has to offer. This was also foreshadowed by the fact of what the Master said about the Doctor's exile. Richard E. Grant is an absolute standalone genius with this character, and I really like his incarnation of the Doctor, especially his witty bit, his constant over flamboyantness, his jokes of cabaret. Him and Derek Jacobi in this story, along with Allison, really bring the Scream of the Shulker to life. And for that reason, I give the Scream of the Shulker a 10 out of 10. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next Doctor Who review. Until then, stay beautiful, stay gorgeous, you gorgeous Whovians. And goodbye for now.